By the way, half the struggles that Black women think they face, it's of their own fucking doing. Running around in nails like this, running around in earrings like this, like you people fight every day. You people fight every day. Could you choose any outfit and get up that's like less conducive to fighting?
So a couple of months ago, or maybe a year ago, I'm not really sure, I was talking to a friend of the channel, Devin Tracy of Atheism is Unstoppable. Use promo code RUE over at censored.tv if you want to watch his content and support him, or support him over on Subscribestar if you want to see his videos. And during the course of that conversation, we ultimately ended up arriving at the conclusion that maybe, just maybe, there were better times on the internet.com, and specifically those better times were when there was like 5 people talking about the reality of black criminality on the internet, and Devin and I were 2 of those 5 people. And the reason we ultimately ended up coming to that conclusion, or at least I did from my side of the conversation, is because you realize that there are really stupid people. The bar keeps getting significantly lower that are not mature enough in order to handle these topics, and what ultimately ends up happening is that these kind of people end up creating an environment where the pendulum is going to swing back in the other direction because they don't understand the purpose and the value in having these conversations in an informed and effective way. And a perfect example of this is Lily Gaddis, but honestly, it could be any individual that decided that this Halloween they were going to do the blackface because they're going to be super ultra edgy, because these types of influencers are essentially held up and propped up in order to be things to be made fun of, to draw negative attention, and ultimately the result of that is hurting the very policies that I'm interested in advocating for, not to mention the fact that it is actually legitimately evil to hate somebody based on the color of their skin. And again, doing blackface just to be like, I'm edgy, does significantly more damage, not just to you and your personal life, but to the people around you, because then there ends up becoming this weird kind of defensive mechanism, which, by the way, you will see some of that in the comments, where people jump to defend this piss poor behavior. And that backlash or blacklash is definitely coming, and this is what we're going to talk about today. But before we do, I want to thank everybody who supports this channel via actualjusticewarrior.com/join.
Give me the money. Give me the money. Okay?
Let me turn this racist stream around into something positive. Okay, Black women, listen up. Listen up. A Black woman is speaking. When you are fighting, when you are going to bat, okay? Before you wake up in the morning, get out of bed and you have to think like a fighter. You have to put yourself in the mindset of not, oh, it's just easy breezy and I might pick up a fight or a felony later on. No, that is the wrong mindset to have. The correct mindset to have is that you wake up every day knowing that every day is a fight. Every day is a potential crash out. Every day is a potential chance to chimp out.
Now, I stumbled across this video on Halloween along with many other posts of alleged conservative media figures doing blackface, and I remember basically reposting this particular video with the caption that this goes in the category of nope, and then in my replies to me posting this, I ended up getting people saying, Sean, you've gone totally woke. I don't know why you're so woke now, Sean, as if saying, you know, maybe blackface just for the purpose of humiliating black people based on their race is not exactly the direction that we should be going in, is somehow a woke position. As if me, somebody who actually put my name, put my face on the line to talk about the problems in the black community, to go after Black Lives Matter in their most prominent cases, when, by the way, it was not popular to do so, who has made enemies of the Innocence Project, specifically based on the fact that they weaponize race in order to get guilty black men out of prison. A lot of times those are people who kill white people, and that somehow means that none of that matters because I won't endorse this crap. Like, it's genuinely ridiculous that I, of all people, have to say this to you guys out there in the audience, but if you didn't know, if you're unaware, it's actually legitimately not cool to hate somebody based on the color of their skin, or just to target them for being a black person. Like, you guys understand that, right? Like we should get past level 0 of the conversation, but the thing is, people like Lily Gladys and all these different various people who posted themselves in blackface for this Halloween that reportedly are on the conservative media side can't seem to get past this. Now, I will give one quick exemption because people are going to leave messages about it in the comments, and that is, of course, for Brittany Venti, also known as Brittany20, because she happens to be half black, and honestly, I don't know what the social protocol is for somebody who's already half black or partially black for darkening their skin, so you could take that one off the board if you want, but what I want to focus on is this idea that in conservative media, we elevate anyone, and I mean absolutely anyone, no matter how stupid, vapid, and empty of a person they are, because they're quote-unquote edgy, because guess what? It's not actually edgy. It's not something that actually ends up having any consequences, which is what edgy humor actually had in the past. These are just people appealing to the lowest common denominator, and Lily Gladys's whole entire career is just that. Remember, we did a video on her when she rocketed to attention and fame early on in her conservative media speed run, and I talked about how her rocketing to fame is one of the most embarrassing works of simpery I've ever seen in my entire life, because this woman was just straight up pandering, saying the things that you want to hear, while of course she was cooking up her chicken, which, by the way, obviously she's not making anything. She's just doing the fake I'm cooking at the time that I'm talking about these ideas style of content.
Okay, I'm speaking to the men right now. So, I think you guys are really worried a lot about your gym muscles and that it's not like perfect or whatever. I don't know what I'm doing with this avocado. But girls don't care. In fact, I actually do not like gym guys at all. And let me explain to you why. So, you know how you guys are not a fan of like fake eyelashes, fake fingernails, fake lips, fake boobs, I don't know, fake hair, I don't know. You know that look. You know what I mean? Well, that's exactly the equivalent for girls with super extreme gym guys, like who have the perfect body. It just seems like, ew, like you're obsessed with yourself. All you do is look in the mirror and you're doing all these contortions with your body. That's weird. You know what I find hot? The hottest guy I've seen in the longest time was at the mechanic fixing my car. Good Lord, this man is attractive. He's got like, first of all, he's got like grease on his face. He's got like real muscles from lifting tires and shit. That's what we find attractive. That's feral. That's like base animal instinct, and I'm just like, I could eat you up.
Guys, come on. Do you not know when you're being pandered to? Do you not know? Do you not understand what's going on here when you have a woman who is seeking fame and attention, looking into the camera and saying that the most attractive thing to her personally isn't guys with a lot of money that are in great shape, that are tall. It's guys that are greaseball mechanics. That's what she's super into, and she really wants you to know that because, again, she's just one of those girls that just appeals to the working man. She's just really on your side. She's just like you, and also, in order to get a little bit of attention, she's gonna say the N-word here and there, and that is gonna stir up a whole bunch of controversy.
Okay, this time I have a beef with the male community. I give my criticisms to all because we are all about equity and inclusion here, right? So, I'm sick and tired of all girls getting blamed, or like guys, certain guys, thinking that all girls are gold diggers. I don't know if it's because you get your information from those street interviews in like Miami at 3 a.m. outside of a nightclub. You're getting the opinion of some dumb whores and immigrants fresh off the boat looking for a green card. Yes, they are probably gold diggers, but that's the exception. I'm the rule. Everybody I know who's married right now, they're married to broke-ass and they don't care. We don't give a about your money. I couldn't care less about your money, okay? My type is broke mechanics and surfer hippie dudes who just want to live in a shack and surf and have babies.
Now look, in context, right there, she used the A instead of the hard R, and obviously she wasn't referring to black people in general, so I understand why people gave her a pass on this, especially when the mob came out against her, but the fact is, this is not something that you should be elevated to any kind of minor stardom over, when in reality, this woman has no substance to her at all whatsoever. I mean, I've heard people like her, and maybe her specifically, say the words like crime statistics. What about crime statistics during a conversation without actually knowing the crime statistics? And then people just give her a pass because they backfill that like vacancy in any kind of argument or any kind of intellect with what they project to be on there, which is absurd. I mean, again, it's insane. If it wasn't for massive internet simpery, people would call out the fact that these people don't know anything. I mean, when I make videos and I bring the facts, I go over the court documents in order to tell you the actual story. That's what you guys come here for. You don't come here for me saying crime statistics and oh my god, the blacks, because again, that is vapid and empty content. And again, this kind of nonsense being rewarded ultimately ends up blowing back on the conservatives, on the things that we're trying to achieve, because these people are the most attention-seeking kind of people.
With that in mind, let me adjust my cap for the billionth time. With that in mind, you must wake up with that mindset, okay? Like white girls have to manifest things, you have to manifest too. You have to manifest yourself into the ultimate super warrior, okay? You have to turn yourself into the ultimate warrior princess of Wakanda and go outside with that mindset in mind and know this. Know this to be the case. You will fight. You will dominate. You will win. Hail the black woman.
I mean, guys, seriously, like, what does this achieve? Like, what does this actually do? Do you find this to be, like, amusing? Because there's not really any comedic elements in here. It's not actually funny. It's not even that shocking because multiple people had the same exact idea on the same day. So obviously, we can see that this is not even that creative. And in addition to that, you're not winning over any hearts and minds. What you're actually doing is just ginning up controversy around yourself for attention in order for Lily and people like her to personally benefit off of that attention, while at the same time basically smearing the entirety of conservative media and the right wing by proxy. And I know a lot of people are saying, oh, well, Sean, they'll call you racist anyway. Again, I'm somebody who's been called a racist on the internet.com going on 9 years now for telling the truth about black crime. But the thing is, when you do a thing that is known to be racist, the label actually ends up fitting. And again, what is the result of this? She gets invited on Piers Morgan just so Piers can dare her to say the N-word in, by the way, a video that we covered in the past.
Say the N-word. Go on, say the N-word. Go on.
No. Don't invite. No. I don't want you to invite this woman to say a racially harmful term in front of me because I'm the only on here. So if she says it, I'm the victim of it. So please don't invite her for ratings to call me the N-word, because that's basically what it's going to be. There's a bunch of white people up here, you and one Uncle Tom on the left here, and asking her to say the N-word while I'm here is ridiculous. You would not sit here with a Jewish person and say, please use a Jewish slur in front of this Jewish. It's ridiculous. I understand you don't have any bad intent, Piers. I understand what you're trying to do. But we already know she's racist, and I don't want to invite a racial harm to me.
I hear you.
Now look, while Mark Lamont Hill melting down in that particular Piers Morgan segment actually saved said segment, again, I will emphasize that nothing of value has been achieved, and essentially what's going on is you're watching internet whoring. Like, you're watching somebody do whatever in order to get attention, in order to get money, destroy herself in order to do so, and this is exactly equivalent to what we would expect from OnlyFans people. And again, would we expect this girl in a few years not to try her hand at that eventually in the future? Because there's no root ideology right here. There's nothing to say that this person will stay a conservative because they're not really conservative right now. And again, this is obviously done in a mean-spirited way in order to target black people in a hateful way.
What's up, folks? Welcome back to the show. So last night was Halloween, as many people know, and I decided to dress up like everyone else does. You know, people are out there dressed like Satan and witches, and they're dressed like every horrible thing under the sun. Well, I decided to dress up as something, the most horrifying thing I could think of, which is the black woman, which is a person who is angry and fed up that their EBT card has been declined, that their race card is no longer working in this new climate.
So look, obviously, black people are disproportionately on government welfare programs. Black women are disproportionately on programs like food stamps. We all know that. We all understand that. And if you were to highlight like a black family that I saw on a news report where the woman has 5 kids and she's like, how am I supposed to feed these kids? Or that Hispanic family when they're like, oh, well, we didn't choose to have kids, taking no responsibility for their own lives, while, by the way, they're simultaneously incredibly obese, saying that they need to eat and they're gonna starve to death. That would be one thing. But just saying, I dress as black woman, food stamps, haha, like, seriously, what are we doing? Like, what is happening? Look, I am not sorry to say this, but this goes in the category of nope, absolutely not, ridiculous and absurd. And if you don't understand, like, what we should be fighting for, which is not just the random idea that we hate on black people and make them the center of our lives, much in the same way that a lot of woke black people make white people the author of every problem in their lives, then honestly, I don't know what to say to you. You just legitimately don't get it. And maybe simping for like these like low tier e-girls is what you're actually looking for on the internet.com. And if that happens to be the case, go follow her on social media. Go enjoy the, oh, I did blackface, I'm so edgy content that doesn't have anything to it. Again, just to follow some like vaguely attractive internet.com woman. I mean, come on, guys. This is the most simping thing I've ever seen in my entire life. If she offered even a percentage of substance, that would be one thing. But you know what? This is where we're at right now in this moment. That's all I really have for you guys today. As per usual, if you like this video, show them by leaving a like, subscribe for more content, follow me on my social medias, support me via support links in the description of this video. This has been me talking about the insanity in the right-wing media. Till next time.